What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Shantanique, also known as Neek Speaks. I am your personal and professional relationship coach. I'm also the creator of the Relationship Conference. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations. Tonight, we are wrapping up the final sneak peek of the virtual relationship conference that's going on in 2 weeks. I cannot believe that it is here. Every time I do an event, it go by so fast from that planning process, and so we are 2 weeks away from the virtual conference. And this year we are covering overcoming generational trauma. And tonight's segment is very important. We've been talking about relationships with people, but tonight about to make y'all cringe. We're talking about the relationship that we have with our money. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, so y'all bear with us tonight for the next 20 minutes, okay? Because this is my area too. I'll be cringing. But look, Desi, I've been working on my credit, okay? Listen, it ain't for the weak, y'all, okay? So he gonna school us tonight, give us a little sneak peek of what's gonna happen at the conference, because a lot of people don't understand that the poverty mindset, it starts in our home. The conversations we're not having about finances in the Black home. Okay, so we are talking about how to break that so that we can have the generational wealth in the Black community, in our homes. So there's no excuses. This is their time tonight. You're getting a free exclusive of what's going to be taking place. But before we get into all of that, let me have Desi to go ahead and introduce himself, tell everybody who you are, because he's not just a financial expert, but he's also into health, into fitness, well-being. So go ahead, Desi. I talk too much. Go ahead.
I appreciate that warm welcome for sure. And we already know it's finances. Finances is huge. Finances is big. Obviously, as it comes to our interpersonal relationships, our romantic relationships, even just with us in regards to things that we see for ourselves in regards to our goals. So I'm glad you kind of tapped in on that a little bit, because that's real talk. It is. It ain't no joke. And again, in many cases, a lot of folks cringe when you think about savings and retirement and credit and all those different things like that. But when you're educated on it, when you have goals, when you have strategic planning on where you want to be in regards to your own finances and your goals in regards to your partnerships and relationships, it makes it so much easier. But just to kind of go back on, who I am. Of course, I'm Desi Johnson II. I've been in the financial industry for over 20 years. I've held senior positions. I've been in positions from lending, underwriting, investments, financial operations, credit, just a wealth of experience in regards to finances. But I'm also, like you said, I'm into fitness and in health. I own two fitness companies, Des2 Fit and Des2 Fit Corporate Wellness. We design wellness platforms for corporations, and we work with busy professionals when it comes to their health and wellness, because we know that things get tough and get challenging balancing work, family, your career, and sometimes we lose sight of our health too. So I put it like this: I'm passionate about fitness, I'm passionate about family, and I'm passionate about finance, and that's my world, sis. That's what I do.
Yes, I'm so grateful for the relationship that we have had for the past, what, 4 or 5 years. It's gone by very quickly, and I just love his family. They are so sweet. Since the first time I met them at the shed, okay, so here in Michigan. But I am so glad that we are going to have this conversation during the conference, because again, everyone, it's important that we learn how to heal in every area of our lives, not with just people, but also with money. We need to have a better relationship with money. We shouldn't be fearful of money. It's the love of money that the Lord doesn't like. being greedy. And the Holy Spirit gave me this revelation about poverty. People who are wealthy and rich also have a poverty mindset. It's not just people who are living, low income or middle class, but there are people who have money who may have that poverty mindset. And I don't want to go too deep into that. You guys got to come to the conference to get that. Like, what do you mean by that? There are people who are stingy, and the scripture tells us to be cheerful givers. And I don't want to go into that. Again, you got to come to the conference to get some of that. So let me ask you this, Desi. Is what do you believe is your superpower?
You know what? I got a handful. I got a few, but I do believe my superpower is really coaching and investing in others. If that makes sense, right?
Mhm.
So again, I spend a lot of my years, with my education, with my experience in regards to entrepreneurship, my experience in the financial industry, just even my experience just going through life, right? Being a black man in America with a family and three kids, and the ups and downs, and all of that that kind of comes with life. I believe that based upon my experience in the financial realm, the fitness realm, and just being a man, right? It gives me the ability to be able to pour into other people. That's my superpower. My superpower is coaching, developing, and helping lead people into a way to where they're just happy. They're happy with themselves. Just think about it. When you're happy about your health and when you feel good about yourself, you're the next level. When you have your finances in order, your savings, your retirement, your budgeting, you feel good about yourself, right? When you got your family life in order, right? You're doing what you're supposed to do day in and day out. You feel good about yourself. So again, I believe that my superpower is really pouring into other people based upon the things that I've learned and experienced within my life, based upon those things that I feel that I'm an expert with. And that's why I'm a health and wellness coach. That's why I'm a leader in the financial industry. And that's why I lead my household.
That's what. Come on, you better preach,
I,
Desi.
I guess I'm preaching, huh?
Yes, yes, I love all of that. I can attest to what you're saying because even with my background, all of the craziness that I had experienced in my life, I did not make it an excuse to where I am today. I actually made some changes in my life, and so I feel like when you do make changes in your life, you become not so much an expert, but you are experienced. And through your experience, God will lead you to pour wisdom back into others, who those people that are where you once were. And so I feel you. I feel like for me, I know creating healthy relationships is my thing. Because of what I went through, it's not therapy for me. It's what God's called me to. And some people get it mixed up and they think, "Oh, you're doing that because of what happened." No, it's because I've overcome. So when you overcome a thing, when you are able to, tell your testimony in a way where you're able to give knowledge and your expertise, it's a blessing to help them move forward. And so I attest to what you're saying when it comes to that. So I want to ask you, because I know for my household, finances was not taught how to budget. My mother gave us allowance, said, so we worked, we did chores around the house, those things to get money, but we weren't taught to save. So I want to know why you decided to go into the field of finance, and what is your story?
Yeah, I can share a little bit of my story. So I originally went to college for business law. Okay, I went to Michigan State for business law, and what I originally wanted to do was become a corporate lawyer, but working in the financial industry. And again, you hit on this, right? You hit on finances, wealth, savings, right? Those aren't necessarily things that we're taught in the Black community. We're not necessarily taught in the school system. we're not necessarily taught in regards to our household. It's basically, hey, put a little money up when you can, but just kind of make sure the bills are paid. Well, with us kind of lacking a lot of that knowledge, right? We, in many cases, a lot of us hurt. We get hurt when it comes into the financial world. We don't understand the value of credit, right? Obviously, when you have a good credit score, this is going to help you qualify for a mortgage, vehicle loans at low interest rate, right? When you The goal is we don't want to work forever. So with savings, right, the goal is to make sure we're prioritizing savings. So it should be a percentage of savings that we're putting up for long-term goals, short-term goals, and then also retirement goals, right? Knowing those things are very important, right? Understanding your budget, right? Knowing how much money you got coming in, the amount of bills that you got and expenses and things like that, what's going out, that helps you basically with all of that, right? We weren't taught that. So when I went to school for business, I wanted to put myself in a situation where I could be strong financially and then also be able to break those generational curses of not necessarily understanding and knowing. I wanted to be in a position where my kids know about building credit. I wanted to be in a situation where my kids understand the value of savings. I wanted to be in a situation where within my relationship, right, we're working towards financial goals and planning for the future for our family, right? And once I kind of got in the industry, I'll tell you this funny story though. So I said, well, let me go ahead and get my banking experience for a couple of years, put some money up before law school starts. The summer before law school started, Vicky got pregnant. So, with that being said, I said it was so funny thinking back on the story. Right before law school started, I was thinking back on the story. Her parents was like, no, 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 go ahead and just go to law school. We got you. We'll make sure everything is good. Everything will be good. You just go ahead and do what you're supposed to do. And then me being one of those men, like, no, no, I got the baby coming. I got a good career already doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue this industry. I'm gonna just continue doing this. And if I decide to do this, I'm gonna do it, right? Long story short, we're 20 something years into this. I'm in my 23rd year in this industry at this point, and it's though my life kind of shifted. Yeah, I have my undergrad in business law, but at the end of the day, my life shifted for the better because now I have a wealth of experience in this sector that put me in a situation where I've been able to build for my family, build for retirement, and then also create two other businesses along the way. And that's Dash to Fit and Dash to Fit corporate wellness. So it's all good this way.
I love this. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with us during the conference. It's coming up in 2 weeks. We're going to be virtual, so you don't have to fly into Detroit. None of those things. You can be glued to your phone or to your screen. The information to get to the website is under the description below. You definitely want to tap in because he's going to be going in talking about different areas, and I want to just share a few of those areas with you guys. He's going to be talking about the importance of prioritizing financial conversations. So in your romantic relationships. So if you're single, you need to tap in. If you are married or if you are in a serious relationship and you are considering another person, you definitely want to identify how to have these hard conversations in a safe space. And we have, of course, Lewis and Vanessa who are going to be talking about effective communication before Desi comes out and talk about finances. So you guys are going to be boom, boom, back to get, back to back, you know, tag him in during this conversation because this is really going to help everyone understand that okay, not only do I need to heal in how I talk to people, but I also need to know how to heal in my finances? How can I identify what I need to break, what habits I need to break, in order to be successful in creating realistic financial goals? Because one thing for me, I'm learning, because again, I have a business and I'm starting out and I need money, okay, to continue to do what I do, pour into my speakers, invest in my speakers. I believe that God is called me to do this, so I'm investing in myself. And people don't realize that it takes money to do this. So I had a conversation. I wanted to share this. It was a relative. I went to a repast, and they said, I went to your website, and listen, y'all just never know who's watching. You never know who's, intrigued by what you're doing. And I don't market to my family because my family is just that, my family. But and this person inquired and said, I wanted to know, was that price the price, because I'm cheap. And I'm going to tell y'all this: if you're looking to have a quality relationship, don't be cheap, because what we're delivering is not life hacks. This is real, legit information. All the speakers are experts in their field. They all went to college, got degrees, credentials. Okay, I'm just keeping it honest and real. Like, no one's just putting things together. And I'm not just saying this to be saying it, but it's the honest to God truth. I labor before the Lord. Like, this is not a joke. And I want people to understand that when you are looking for anything of quality, you're going to have to pay more. All right. And so I would never deliver to you guys anything just to be delivering it to you. Nothing cheap over here. Okay. So you guys should definitely consider investing into the conference. The general admission is now available. And the tickets are only $27 at this point. So you guys can register today. The link's in the bio. And of course, make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. There are so many different things coming up after the conference that's going to be following up this year. So when we think about generational trauma, it's layers to this, y'all. So even with the financial part, like, I'm sure people are cringing right now about, oh my God, my credit, oh Lord, I gotta have a hard conversation. How do I do that? Especially with my partner, he's not good at communicating. So I know Desi's going to drop a few things. Do you mind tonight just giving him a little bit
Yeah.
when it comes to prioritizing that financial conversation?
No, no, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and give you. Let me tell you this, and this is very interesting, but it is true. Most people in a relationship, right? And you talked about cringing. Most people in a relationship rather talk to their significant other about their weight over their finances. Yeah, and who like to talk about their weight, right?
That's
But
crazy.
such one of those topics, right? But this is what I found, and this is what I tell so many people. First thing is really about you got to first off understand financials on your own, right? At
Hmm.
least type of goals for yourself. But when you think about the finances in regards to relationship, many relationships, there's issues and there's challenges because of finances and money, right? That's one of the big reasons why there's challenges. Remember, you just said at the beginning of this conversation, don't be cheap. You see what I'm saying? So that's huge. So this is the thing: when people are open to having these open communication conversations about finances, it really adds value to the healthiness of the relationship. It also adds value to the healthiness of your finances as a whole. This is the thing. If you can't have a conversation with your significant other about money, planning, financial goals, you're going to be running into some challenges. You're going to be running into some issues. So I found that by having a relationship to where you're open to talking about finances, right? It is really going to help keep small problems from becoming big. That's big. It's really going to help in regards to your relationship, helping accomplish goals easier too. Because now we didn't talked about this, we planned, we strategized. Oh, we gonna do this together. We're supporting each other. It's a whole lot of unexpected kind of like benefits that you get from it as well, right? We just talked about that. Open communication, connection, strategizing together, planning for the future, but it also improves your trust and it also improves those open lines of communication.
Come
So,
on.
realistically, right, if you are serious about someone, right, you need to be having conversations about credit. It's important, right? You need to be having conversations in regards to what's their mindset in regards to saving and retirement. And then also, what's the mindset in regards to budgeting? Because again, if there is disconnects when it comes to money, there's going to be disconnects in your relationship. So that's the reason why all of this is very important. Imagine you got somebody just you spinning, 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 spinning. Hey, we can't go on that date because I got this addiction with gambling, or I got this addiction with buying shoes, or I'm spending way more than what I'm making. Now I'm going into credit card debt. Those are going to create conflict. So again, that's the reason why it's very important, y'all. It's very important for y'all to tap in with us because I want to go in detail with many of these things, not only to help you be successful with the finances in your relationship, but your own personal finances together as well, because that's going to add value.
I hope y'all are taking notes because these are some major gems right here. Understanding how to have those hard conversations. And again, Lewis and Vanessa will go deeper into that during their segment on how to create that safe space, being vulnerable, being transparent to each other. Because one thing the enemy doesn't like is unity. And if you can be unified with someone, he can't get in. But as soon as you allow the enemy in, he can separate. He loves the division. The enemy loves division and confusion. But one thing that God is not the author of is confusion. He does not promote that. He wants us to have our eyes open, our hearts ready to receive. And this is what we're going to be delivering to you guys during the conference. So we want people who have a willing, open heart and vessel to hear the word of the Lord through us. Okay, he's using vessels right here to tell you, hey, there's no debt demon, there's none of that stuff. You got to look at what you're doing. What are you spending your money on? Why are you spending this money? What type of addiction do you have? Are you shopping too much? What's going on? That's why we have mental health. You have our coaches going to be on, our therapists are going to be on, just to help you navigate what's happening on the inside of you. Because one thing's for sure, it's important for us in this season to sweep around our own front door. Okay? If you want to have healthy relationships with people, the first relationship you should really pay attention to is the one with yourself and your finances. Like you just said, it will boost your confidence because I have saved money off and on. And the most I've ever saved, I want to say, is like $3,000. And guess what? I was so happy because I had some unexpected things happen, and I didn't have to come out of my checking and balancing my savings. I had emergency money, so I was able to use that for certain things. So it is a benefit to having your savings set up, like you just said. And for single folks, I know you're going to tap into us. So please do, because I think it's important. If you're single, you can start now working on your stuff so you're confident when you get into that in that dating pool and you're not polluting it because you're working on yourself. You're working on every aspect because this is something that's very important. If you're single, working on your finances. Um, if you're a woman, get yourself the stuff in order because you want to be set, not because you're trying to be better than the man. And we can go on into that. And I don't want to do that because y'all got to come to the conference, and I'm sure we're gonna have that conversation. Desi gonna tell us.
So, I mean, seriously, we're gonna go deep with this. But the thing about it is, we're going by the time we are done with this conversation at this conference, we are going to be more educated when it comes to our credit, We're going to be more educated when it comes to those things about long-term and short-term savings. We're also going to be a bit more educated in regards to our budget. And realistically, guess what's going to happen with that? We're going to become a bit more confident, because when you have your financials in order, it does add to your confidence. It does add to your self-esteem, right? When you know
Mhm.
something unforeseen, just like you talked about, an emergency comes up, right? You can cover that. You good, right? When it comes, even with men, let's talk about it. When you are in a situation to you feel that you have savings, right? You're planning for your future. You got your job and your career going on. Your credit is good. That's anybody. You feel good, right? That energy, your relationship, your vibe, all of those different things. And that's the reason why it is important, but it's really important because this is something that we need to know as a people. We need to know how to build our credit. We need to know how to repair our credit. We need to know why it is important to plan for the future and what steps we need to take to plan for the future. And that's what we do. We're gonna go way, we gonna talk about this. That's what we
Yes. Yes. So I want to just leave you all with this question regarding finances. Where am I and where do I see myself in the next 3 months? This is just short term. I want you to just breathe and think about where am I financially and where do I want to be in the next 3 months? Give yourself grace because again, this is something that we are not talking about in our house. So if we start small, like Desi said earlier, we got to start with small goals first in order for us to embrace the long-term goals. We got to start. We got to be able to crawl before we can walk. What again? Where am I, and where do I see myself financially in the next 3 months? I don't care if we're saving $20. I don't care if we're saving $5. It adds up over time. Every penny does count. And again, Desi's going to go in deeper during the conference. So why should people come? Because you've been a part of our conference a couple of times now. So why should people attend? And what has your experience been like?
it's an amazing experience, and it's an absolutely amazing experience. It's an amazing experience because there's so many elements of, and I'm big on this. I'm huge on self-development, right? And
Yes.
there's so much when it comes to that, right? It's obviously financial literacy, right? It's education on communication, building strong relationships, right? There's education and ability to network, to build relationships with other people, to connect with other people. It's just really good energy, and you walk away educated and refreshed. That's the thing. You walk away educated and refreshed, and there's things that you can immediately apply to your life the moment that you walk out those doors. I'll be real with you. There's things that I didn't apply to my life at the event, just based upon some of the things that I've heard, some of the education that I received. And it's just a great community of like minds that's looking to come together to get better, to be better. And that's just what you do. So you be proud of yourself. You show yourself some love, because again, you are in your calling. You doing what you're supposed to be doing by bringing us together, connecting other people, educating people from all over at this point. So you keep doing your thing. I'm excited about it, but I'm not about to give everybody all of it. We gonna wait. I got a lot. I got a lot to give. We gonna go back into the conference. So y'all gonna have to sign up.
Yes. Thank you, Desi, so much. I appreciate that. And I did not pay Desi to say none of that stuff. So I appreciate that. I learn every single time I do my conference. I learn something new about myself and my singleness and things I can work on. And I know financially is one of those things I am looking to work on this year. I'm trying to get that 700 score this year in my credit, Desi. So I'm going to be asking questions. I'm not
Okay,
lighting up that check
you
because
good. You're good.
Listen,
You know,
I got to because I'm trying to get my capital and all that for my brand. So I'm like, I gotta work on some things because I know what God's called me to do. So I'm ready. I hope y'all are ready. Make sure you guys sign up. Go to my website. The link is in the description under this video. Make sure you guys share this with anybody you know who's looking to mature in their relationship with their finances because it takes maturity and response and discipline to do this. And your mindset will change the way you view money. Not so much as where you're being so strict or firm, but more so as you know what, thank you. Like give yourself grace. Thank your money. Speak to your money. We gotta start speaking over our money and being mindful of where we're sowing our money. Okay, so let me pull it back because there's like we gotta can't give too much, but I will say it's important for us.
oh no, that's real. But we gonna talk all about that. Wow, in a couple of weeks, I don't believe that, but in a couple of weeks, we gonna go deeper in that, and I'm excited to talk about that. And that's just what we do. You just laying the foundation. That's all.
I appreciate that. So,
Nothing wrong
yeah.
with
So y'all make sure y'all be intentional about y'all money, okay? And who and when y'all going out, go to the Cheesecake Factory. Don't be mad because you can't go to Ruth Chris. But anyway, I don't want to. I don't want to get going to that. But listen, if y'all want to tap in with us, we're gonna be right jumping over to IG to give them a scoop in just a moment. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Click the link in my bio if you guys are interested in attending the conference, and we'll see you guys on March 23rd. Y'all be blessed and have a wonderful weekend ahead.
Take care, y'all.